The most bitter news: Iran in shock as more than 100 children reportedly killed in school bombing. Saturday morning began like any other school day in Iran. Parents dropped their children off at the gates, waved goodbye, and headed home, expecting to see them again in the afternoon. But within hours, many were running back in panic. Across the country, bombs began falling in what Iranian officials described as a joint US-Israel attack. Sirens wailed, explosions echoed through cities, and frightened families rushed toward schools as fear spread through neighborhoods. At Shajareh Tayyebeh Girls School in the southern city of Minab, the scene that greeted them was devastation. According to Iran's state-controlled Mizan news agency, at least 100 children were killed in a strike on the elementary school. Dozens more remain missing beneath the rubble. Videos circulating on social media appear to show the immediate aftermath. Smoke pours from blackened walls. Pieces of concrete and twisted metal litter the road outside the school. Hundreds of people gather at the site, some shouting, others sobbing. In the background, anguished screams can be heard. The reports, casualty figures, and footage have not yet been independently verified by all international outlets. However, the Persian fact-checking organization FactNama compared the video with known images of the school and concluded it was authentic. Reuters also reported that it verified the footage as coming from the school. Hossein Kermanpour, spokesperson for Iran's health ministry, described the tragedy in stark terms on social media. "This is the most bitter news of the conflict so far," he wrote. "God knows how many more children's bodies will be pulled from under the rubble." The school is reportedly located next to a barracks belonging to Iran's Revolutionary Guards. If confirmed, the attack would represent the deadliest single incident since the US-led strikes began. Across Iran, emotions are running high. Some people say they feel terror. Others express cautious hope that the long-anticipated attack could lead to political change. Yet both feelings are overshadowed by a shared fear that ordinary civilians will pay the price. In Tehran, many residents stayed inside their homes while others rushed through heavy traffic to collect their children as schools shut down across the capital. For weeks, many families had been quietly preparing for the possibility of war, stockpiling water, food, and basic supplies. Amir, a 37-year-old bakery owner in Tehran, said he felt conflicted. He was relieved to hear that some strikes appeared to target government facilities, but worried about innocent lives. "My fear is that innocent people will be killed," he said. Amir has already seen violence firsthand. Several of his relatives were injured during the government's recent crackdown on nationwide protests. "We have endured so much grief," he said. "Even after everything, we do not want to see body bags in the streets because of US and Israeli strikes." The attack comes during a tense diplomatic standoff between Iran and the United States, just 7 weeks after Iran violently suppressed widespread anti-government demonstrations. According to the US-based human rights activist news agency, Prana, more than 7,000 people have been confirmed dead during the protests, with over 11,000 additional deaths still under investigation. For many Iranians who lost friends or family during the crackdown, the situation feels painfully complex. Mohsen, a 25-year-old IT worker in Tehran, said he fears more civilians will die, but says the country has already been living with violence. "We worry that our compatriots will be killed by these strikes," he said. "But I have already watched friends shot dead by the regime, like thousands of us have. I don't know what we are about to witness," he added. "But because of the regime's killing machine, we already know what a war zone feels like." At the University of Tehran, 21-year-old student Moen said he could hear explosions near the campus as bombs struck parts of the city. Moen participated in the recent protests and lost 2 friends during the government crackdown. "We never wanted foreign intervention," he said. "We didn't want our loved ones to be killed. But the regime massacred our families anyway," he continued. "When weapons come from the United States, do they kill us any more gently than when they come from our own government?" Despite the explosions, Moen said the city has not descended into full panic. "We expected war," he explained. "Many of us stocked up on essentials weeks ago. But there is one thing ordinary people lack. As far as I know," he said quietly, "there are no bomb shelters for us." Residents across Iran also reported intermittent outages of state media and government websites, though it remains unclear whether the disruptions were caused by cyber attacks or overwhelming traffic. The conflict began early Saturday morning when Donald Trump announced that the United States had launched major combat operations against Iran, alongside Israel. In a televised message, he urged Iranians to rise up and take over your government. In recent weeks, the United States had significantly increased its military presence in the region, signaling that an attack might be imminent. For Minaz, a 27-year-old resident of Tehran, The explosions came as she sat down for breakfast. I wasn't surprised, she said. We had been expecting this for weeks. She lives close to the presidential office and the administrative headquarters of the country's leadership. The first waves of strikes appeared to land near the compound of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Among government critics, she said, emotions are complicated. It's a strange feeling, Minab said. Fear and hope at the same time. Hope, she added quietly, that the bombing might mark the beginning of the end of the regime.